Walters, Brett Grasso. Good Sunday morning. Knicks back in the series. All the talk of them dying out and losing first round now. We feel confident with a big win last night. Mets doubleheader today. A lot to talk about. Brett, what's up, man? How you been?
Oh, man. You know what? Pretty good. I was really kind of devastated after this whole Knicks debacle because that moment, there was just this moment on, what was that? On like Thursday night?
Game two, right? When you texted me that he should have driven it to the hoop.
But it was the draft, right? It was the draft was going on, right? For the Jets were about to be on the clock for their second pick. Not even their second pick, their second, like the number 15 pick. Then the Mets were up 7-2.
They gave the grand slam.
The Knicks were right there. There was a moment, and I looked over and I go, and 5 minutes later, the Jets drafted a tight end. The Mets were tied 7-7.
Yeah.
And the Knicks lost on a terrible ending. And I honestly was feeling some of my worst, like, because the Mets have been, a disgrace. The Knicks need to go to the finals, and it looked like they weren't going out of the first round.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden the Jets just, have their fifth tight end. But that doesn't even – it was rough, Bob. And I feel 1,000 times better right now.
Yeah, well, because, I mean, let's be real. The Knicks should have – the series should be over, right? They should have swept them. They won the first game. They should have won 2 and 3. And then, I mean, you could say maybe they shouldn't have won game 3 because – they had their huge comeback, and then they screwed up the last play. Brunson hasn't been great either, and Karl-Anthony Towns. Where is that? But see, what's so frustrating with that is with last night is like where is where is that every night?
Now who's that right there? There are 3 people who are wrong or the reason that happened. The first one is the coach. You look over and you go, you need to say to Brunson or to Karl-Anthony Towns, give him the ball. You're the guy tonight. You're dominating. And Brunson, take a step back. The other guy is Brunson. Brunson needs to step up and go, Cat, you're getting the ball. You're the guy. And then Cat is just weak. He won't step up and say, give me the goddamn ball.
No, I know. And he has these moments where when he takes the ball and he comes barreling down the lane where he holds it like a football, he's unstoppable. Yeah, he's gonna get a couple charges here or there, but that's fine. Yeah. But nobody can stop him. And I don't understand. Sometimes he's tries to baby it. He doesn't want to go down. He backs in or something. Just take every play. They should have him running from center court. They should a handoff or something and have him just barrel down the lane.
Yes. No question. And yes, we understand 1 out of every 10 times they're going to knock it away.
Yeah, well, there'll be a charge here or there.
It's going to look like there's a bunch of turnovers. It's going to see, but every other time you're going to score. It's
like a freight train coming down. Nobody wants to get in front of that.
But I will say this, that doesn't work that way in every series. That's not going to work the same way versus the Celtics. That's not going to work the same. But right now it works. You have to adjust and adapt to this moment. The fact that Karl-Anthony Towns isn't the man who had the ball, or at least wasn't supposed to have the ball on that final play over on Thursday, is ridiculous. And it's up to Brunson to realize that everybody's crashing him, and the guy who's been dominating the whole game is right there.
Instead, he ran a play where he went under the hoop and tried to get it to Josh Hart.
No, insanely bad decision. You need someone who's big enough and dominating and is just bigger than everybody in that situation to take it to the hoop, get fouled, or put it in. And that's just not it. And so there's so many people, and what do you think? Who do you think the right coach is? Who do you think the guy was? Do you think that the coach is the reason the Knicks could have won? Forget about game 3. The Knicks winning game 2. Do you really think that
when Mikal Bridges takes the shot? I don't think he came down to that one play either. I think the Knicks blew. They blew a lead.
There was no timeout, right? There was
no timeout. Yeah, I mean, you could say that. But what's a timeout going to do? What is he going to do? Draw up a play?
No, it doesn't.
They move it up to half court. They move it up into the front court. Come on.
The play is earlier of if this occurs, what are we doing? You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah, but aren't there you're professional basketball players? You've been doing this your entire life. You should know what to do.
It was on Bridges. No, it's 100% on Bridges. And Bridges needs to either go to the hoop, same scenario of go get fouled or go, put that thing to the hoop.
Yeah, but Bridges shouldn't have the ball in that situation.
No, but nobody else did anything.
Yeah,
Everybody else is on the other side of the
what are you
court.
doing?
Everybody else is in the backcourt.
Yeah, I know.
I know. That's coaching, and that's what I mean by you're right. Not in the timeout. Prior is hey guys, this ball doesn't go in. What are we doing next?
Yeah. And, okay, no timeout. So you got to push it up the floor. Okay, you can even have Bridges bring it up the floor because how much time was left? What was there? There was like 6 seconds, 7 seconds. Right,
Yeah,
that's an eternity. That's more than enough to get it up the floor, make a move, 100%. Make a pass, and get it up, and maybe even get a rebound.
That ball, even after his one hesitating to take a three, then going in like he was going to drive, then coming back and taking the jumper two that he missed, it still rebounded, and there was still like point whatever ticking as that ball was in the air. So if you just went right to the hoop right away, and somebody else was crashing the board behind you, you're getting even a miss, you're probably getting a rebound.
Yeah,
so it's like you need to be aggressive. I just don't like. I feel like that, like you said, the Knicks should be. This series should be swept, if not 3-1.
Yeah, 3-1. But I'll give you 3-1.
And the reason I feel better is not because they won yesterday. It's how they won yesterday.
Yeah, they blew them out. It wasn't even this close.
I feel like they really knocked their confidence when you win that road game. That's all you had to really do. You both needed to split on the road. You both did. Now you got to go prove it.
Best of three. Now it's a best of three when you got two games at the Garden. But here's the problem. Game 3. As bad as the last possession was, he's trying to get it to heart of whatever it was. Yeah. I think that was lost. Not that possession. The possession prior to that, the Knicks had it. McBride hits the 3, they take the lead. Then Atlanta comes down, makes it one, gets a bucket, makes it a 1-point Knick lead. They come in and it's the worst possession ever. Brunson's just dancing around the 3-point line. He does it, gets it back. He shoots an air ball, and even after OG gets the rebound.
I will give you this: Brunson's probably the guy who should have the ball in the last possession, right? Like I don't know what happens.
That's
what
fair.
He does with it. I'll give you that. In that possession, that's the cat one, or that's the one where Brunson's supposed to drive and give it to whoever is available, because they're all going to converge on you. You have to then give it to Cat. I'd rather run the pick and roll or this, the high screen.
Yeah, but it shouldn't even come to that.
Cat there.
When do you ever see?
But the play isn't everybody stands like a statue. Brunson
dances around. He didn't even run around. He just danced around the 3-point line and then shot an air ball.
No, and we knew what was going to come. And
but
you watched that whole game was the Knicks taking these contested threes, whereas you'd watched Atlanta the entire time running perfect plays with open threes and hitting them. But here's the problem.
Yeah, and here's the problem. Well, yeah, they got red hot, and the Knicks were chasing them. The Knicks were behind the 8 ball the whole way, right? Because they got down early, and then they were just chasing the whole game. And it is what it is. But here's the thing: when do you ever see 20 seconds left, right? A 5-6 second difference between the shot and the game clock, right? Team comes down, they're up a point. They miss the shot, but get the offensive rebound. Because on that possession, they missed the shot. OG got the rebound. The game is always over. At that point, the team didn't get the rebound. It's over. The Knicks somehow found a way to lose that game.
That's incredible.
OG got the rebound. There was like a 3-second difference. And then they shoot an air ball, turnover, down the other way, and the guy hits, and McCollum hits the right elbow jumper, and they lose.
It's not even possible, especially since they were scoring on every possession at that point. It wasn't a question. They turned from running an offense and knowing that these are the guys who every time are just, nobody's contesting them. If they miss the point-blank shot, yeah, great, Cat, then that's on Cat. But they knew how to dominate this game. And their problem, and what may be their problem going forward into not just this year, but every year that they keep Brunson, is when Brunson isn't the guy, and you force Brunson to be the guy, we will lose every series that happens. We will lose every series that we decide when someone else is the best player that day to give it to Brunson anyway. When we say Brunson's got to get his points, oh no, we know he's going to come and get it. We can't rely on that. You have to go.
He hasn't been great this series.
These other guys, no, and we have other guys who are. So I understand if you don't have Cat dominating, if you don't have OG there.
But OG's been so good. OG, McBride.
No, I know that, and so let's figure out how we're going to dominate. Let's go do it. This is it. We know what we need.
The problem is that Cat isn't the player that we saw last night all the time. That's the problem. You don't know. You don't know. You're gonna baby it to the hoop.
I feel like in this series they just didn't direct the offense towards him, and I feel like he would have. He's not a guy who's going to go ask for it. And Brunson's not a guy who's going to say, no, thank you, I don't want the ball. So that's their biggest problem. And now you need a coach who has to step up and say, this is what we're doing. And this is what we're doing it for now. Tomorrow, Brunson, you're the man again. But right now, look at this. Well, use your eyes. Look,
they got to figure out a way to put OG's heart and hustle and determination and everything into Cat's body.
And you know,
and OG's great. I love OG. I think Anunoby's great.
One of the biggest issues was Cat and his defense. Cat's actually stepping up a little bit on defense.
The defense isn't terrible.
And you go, no, when you look on the other end and you go, the only other real defensive liability is Brunson. And so there's another issue when you go, wait a minute, if he's not the guy, and we can rest Brunson for this series a little bit, like a couple minutes here and there, and have
they have. They've been putting Clarkson and Alvarado out there.
Yeah. How do you think we got back into these games?
Yeah, I know. I like Clarkson and Alvarado. Alvarado's good.
We're down by some of the biggest deficits we've ever came back from. And you watch when they did it, it was when the defense was able to go and dominate. We've smothered them, and when we did that, we won all those games, that smothering defense. I'm sorry, but Brunson ain't that guy. He's on his heels, he's getting blown by. So when he's the man, there's nobody better. We love it. He's our leader. He's the guy. As a leader, you have to know when the other guy is the guy tonight.
But he's not Jordan. He's not that good. He can hit a shot at the end.
Jordan used to do that. Jordan used to go Kukoc. Jordan used to go Pippen. Jordan used to go to all of them.
Gave it to what's his face to win the championship.
Steve Kerr. And you look and you go, this is exactly what. And same thing to Kukoc. He did the exact same thing over and over and over. And these are guys that and even with Pippen, but you look and go, that's being a leader. A leader isn't the guy. The guys who wins. You know how many game sevens Jordan lost? 0. That's the difference. He knew if he wasn't the guy, he'd find out who was. He was going to find a way to win. It doesn't mean I'm going to force my way to win. And I'm sorry, Brunson gets like that. And I can't tell, I love that in a leader. That's really great. But there's a day where you have to be like, the team and winning is much more important than me being the guy who made the last shot.
But either way, the Knicks, they don't look like a title team, right? We all year, but it's finals or bust. First of all, you go 6. But you know what? Now you go 6 or 7 games in this series. Now you screw yourself.
Which Knicks team? Who? They don't look like
consistent. That's not a title team.
If Brunson, if this team is dependent on how many threes Brunson makes, we are not a title contender. If this team gets a little piece out of everybody and figures out who the best guy is every night and gives that man the ball and plays the defense that this team can play, I think they are a title contender.
Now, if they lose this series, is it over for this group of Knicks? Do they start to break? Do they break it up? Okay, we did, because the first round, right? This is finals or bust. If they lose, is it okay? Let's break it up. We got as far as we could with these guys. Brunson, obviously, we can't win a title.
I think it's the push for Giannis. I think it's I don't know who the guys who go, but I believe the OGs, the Mikal Bridges stay. I think you may be right on the Brunson. Right,
it might be like this. Cat. This is this group's last chance.
It's gonna be the struggle of who do we. Is it Brunson or Cat? Who's your guy? That type of thing.
Yeah, and I don't think it's either of them.
Decide to, and I don't. And no, especially with Giannis coming in, it's closer to being Brunson, right? I guess you're right. I guess you're right. Brunson if Giannis comes in, so now it's are we just pushing Cat? But look at us having this conversation, Bob. We're 2 wins away from moving on to the next round in the series.
Oh, yeah, they probably will, right? They got 2 games at home.
Right. And so if that happens, Bob, we win those first 2 games in whatever series we're playing, which they are capable of winning 2 games versus any team out there.
But now you played 6 games. You're playing the Celtics who beat Sixers in, say, 5 games.
I think this is what's happened right now. The Knicks had those 2 bad games. They either learned a lot from those games or are going to put it past them and may not lose another game. I'm being serious right now. Or they learned nothing and they will be out either in this series or the next series. I
think they'll win this series because, like I said, I think they dominated last night. They'll probably win game. It might go 7. Like, you don't want to go 7 games in the first round if you go into the finals.
I truly believe it's like, did they learn that they can't try and force things that aren't working? Did the coach learn, like, I need to, like, take control over this? I need to say this is. No, if they
don't be down 15 points in the first quarter where you're trying to fight back the whole game.
Name something different outside of everybody playing too many minutes, right? Name something different from last year.
The coach is black.
Boom. No, but really, like, there isn't. It's just no. But you look at the final plays. There wasn't even a play being run. There wasn't any real things. There's just
the last play was but that was trouble from the get go. They couldn't get it in. They couldn't get it to Brunson right off the bat.
And then Cat had to come to the ball.
Yeah. It was kind of bunched up in the corner.
No, it wasn't. But that's kind of the point of. You have to be at lockdown. If you're a great team, you never have a problem there. Like, and not with that, like, it feels like it's just being done on a whim, and it's still just
like
Brunson.
They don't feel like a championship team.
Right. It's Brunson. No, I know, but they're capable, and I feel like you can change. I'm sorry, like, they haven't been that way all year. They were able to figure this out.
Yeah, but they were up and down all year. They were up and down. They're more up than down, but they were up and down. They had a time when they were talking about firing Mike Brown in the middle of the season.
Brunson needs to be a point guard and find who the open man is on those final plays. They're going to go up. You know what the difference is? They're going to be in just about all the games they play. The rest of the way, I don't care how many games. One way or the other, they're going to be in them. It's going to come down to how many of those final plays do they execute correctly? And if they can execute all the final plays and score that bucket or lock that, like, they're going to win that one extra game that puts you into the next series. It's that close basketball. Like,
no, yeah, it is.
I don't feel like they're that far away from it. I feel like they're winning last night, like, put them out of that danger zone and gave them that second breath of life. And I truly believe that this team can go on. If it's not just the Brunson show, and it's the Knicks playing this game with Cat, OG, Mikal Bridges, this crazy defense, an actual deep bench. I don't know if anybody can I just think they can do it. I just don't think that's the team you're going to get.
No, because you might get a team that falls down 15 in the first quarter, and then you chase the whole way. Can't hit threes. Brunson's just taking 100 shots because he does. He takes 1,000,000 shots, and that's fine. He gets his 25 points every game. It was 20 points.
Who cares? I don't know if you score 25 points on however many shots and too many shots. That is detrimental to your team. If you gave Cat the ball in those scenarios the last 4 days or 4 games, he would have scored 30% more than you did on all those attempts.
Yeah,
that's where you lose.
Yeah, it's crazy. Now tomorrow we got Bob Usler, right? 11 o'clock, Mr. Met in here, the mainstay, a locked up sports institution, Bob Usler.
Yeah,
right.
People just don't get, like, how tight we are with Bob and how much we love having Bob.
He's the best. He's the best.
No, it's like it really is. It's one of those things where we're older than people realize, and he's one of those guys that we knew as a time where we never thought we'd even be doing this, and can't wait to have Bob back on.
Yeah, and like when he texts me,
I feel like this is what spurs the Mets to do something good, is having Bob on is like what we need. It's like it's like burning.
But I don't think he's got, unless if they sweep the doubleheader today, he's going to come in optimistic. From the gist of my emails back and forth and my texts with him over the last week or so. He's down on the team. And listen, we all are. But we usually need him to come in and lift us up, tell us why they're going to be okay.
No, that's not good. If Bob's down, you're the only Bob who's allowed to be down on the Mets.
Yeah, he's like because he's usually like, guys, don't worry about it. We're fine. Like when they would lose the worst record in baseball. They like, it's just bad. And now, and I told you before the show, I think the doubleheader today hurts them because it's hard to sweep a doubleheader, and if you don't sweep it, you lose 2 out of 3. And now Lindor's out for God knows how long. They said it's worse than Soto's. Soto didn't text anybody. There's that whole thing going on. He doesn't give a crap about anything. Like, there's a lot going on with this thing. I would have fired Mendoza after the 11th loss or the 12th loss.
I don't know if this team spirals down. I really believe this. If this team spirals down further, I think the look on Lindor's face, as we have all seen all year, that not the smiley, fun, having a great time Lindor, which is whatever. Everybody's like, why? I think it has to do with, it's the first time he realized that this isn't guaranteed that this is going to be where he is every year the rest of his life.
Yeah, but there's nothing he can do. He has got to no trade. He got to no trade. If he wants to be here, he will be here. I mean,
no, I understand. No, but that's not it. He came here to be like the focus, the guy, the love of the city, and now he's lost a little bit of the adoration.
Yeah, people don't like him because of the political stuff.
Exactly, and I could care less about any of that.
I don't think it's a big deal either.
No, but there's half of the city who
the fans think it's a big deal.
That is a real thing, and so when you walk in, see, his thing was he used to walk into the bodega, and there's not a person, a Mets fan, a Yankee fan, anybody who didn't like him because he's a nice guy, he's not a jerk, he doesn't like whatever. Now, no, he doesn't get that anymore. Now it's a little different when he walks down the city. Now he's
a commie socialist.
No, but it's not even that. He's also far removed from winning. The city
He's
goes
not,
by
though.
winning.
He carried the team 2 years ago to that run. He hit the grand slam. He carried the whole thing 2 years ago. Not that long ago.
You say that, Bob. It is a long time ago. We've watched the Dodgers win 2 World Series since then, Bob. Since Lindor's did that. Like, that's great. We're here to win World Series. Right now, this team is not anywhere near that. And it's not just Bob Husler is not angry about this team that we have on the field. He lost confidence like all of us in what the direction of the team is, what our administration's doing. So we were confident in, no matter how bad this year is, guys, we know next year we're golden. We know next year. Now we're going, we heard that our whole lives.
Yeah, you know what it was? And they want Stern's head. They want Stern's head on a stick. As the fans do, and he's not coming out and saying anything. Like, he came out and he said, "Okay, Mendoza's safe." That's meaningless.
I'm not even against him.
No, because who would have known? Who knows? Bo Bichette would forget how to play baseball. Who thought Carson Bench would be like the worst player in the majors?
It's very difficult when you formulate a new team and put everybody out there in a new city in a new spot. There are failures. The failures are going to be Polanco. The failures are going to be Simeon, at least batting. The failures, it might be Louis Roberts
Williams.
Jr.
Williams stinks. He's giving up. He almost blew it last night, too. He stinks.
But right there, we found a closer. We had a closer. He came in the other day. We all saw him. We saw a closer with our eyes.
Who, Weaver?
Weaver.
No, because Weaver was giving up hits, too, last week, too. He was blowing things. He gave up blew up that 8th inning.
Devin Williams walks guys.
Devin Williams stinks. I'm sick of that. I'm already sick of him.
I will let my closer give up all the hits in the world. If you can't hit the strike zone where you need to hit the strike zone, you're out. I don't care. You don't get to close then. You'll get to walk in losing games. That doesn't
And he was terrible for the Yankees last year. And I got fooled by the whole thing. I said, okay, he was okay. Since he gave that home run to Pete, he's been terrible.
No. Well, he came back to being very good at the second half of the year. That's all fine. And
when he wasn't the closer, he lost the job.
Towards the end, he kind of got it back in the runs, and you're right, he didn't have it, but they played like a merry-go-round,
yeah.
Did it. Like
we gave him a big hit in one of the playoff games. He gave him a big spot and a big hit. I don't know.
The Mets, we know where the Mets screwed up. The Mets admitted that Edwin Diaz is the place where they messed up. We know where Edwin Diaz is.
Diaz wasn't great either. He was out. And he was bad when he was pitching.
He's out for months with bone spurs.
No, I know. So now he's out. But even when he was pitching 2 weeks ago, he was blowing saves.
So you could have picked whoever you wanted in that scenario. All routes to that were failure. The only other difference is we're going to have Edwin Diaz too, which means we don't end up going out and getting someone else. That's how this whole thing is like.
And you know what else too, which we all screwed up on, is that you need a first baseman. Right?
You need a first base
is not just
go
there. No. I'm saying whoever. I'm saying you need somebody who plays first base. Because we all thought it was just
important position.
We all thought it was just go out there, put your foot in the bag, catch the ball, and you're good. First base.
It's the most important thing. It's not that it. All people don't understand that.
Yeah, but we were all fooled. We were all kind of like it's like that, right?
Because especially, you know what the key was is that they put Bo Bichette out of position at third base. So you have to anticipate you need a goalie at first base. You need an absolute goalie that doesn't let anything get by.
But Vientos still doesn't know what he's doing there, and Beatty's just booting balls all over the place.
No, they're not making the extra play no matter what. You're missing is on the throw over from the pitcher. If it's in a weird spot, they're not used to getting to the weirdness. They're not weird to the odd play. You have to only experience the odd play
pick offs,
to know how to
keeping your fit in the bag. Like it's a lot harder, and I'm guilty of it too.
What happens when the ball's thrown inside and the guy's coming at you? Do you go get it? Do you go on the other side of the bag? Do you go behind
well,
the
that's how you
runner?
end up breaking your arm or breaking your ankle or something.
Do you stick it out and pull? Like, they don't do it. You know what they do? They're hesitant because they don't know what to do because it's not instinctual.
Yeah, they don't know what to do. And Beatty stinks. He can't feel ground balls.
Huge play was a ball just to Vientos' right side. It got by him. It scored 2 runs. It was a cake play for me and you, Bob, or for any lefty or anybody who's actually had real experience at first base.
Yeah, but Beatty the week before is booting 2 balls in 2 innings and costing them the game.
Okay,
right?
So here's the consensus that we just came up with. They all stink at first base.
Yeah, you need a first baseman. That's what I started this segment with. I said we need a first baseman.
No, but that's
and not
what
Pete.
I mean is
like you said, not Pete for 5 years.
Exactly.
Just somebody who plays first base.
But everybody's about to circle back to, oh no, see, Pete. That's not what
No. That's not what I'm talking about. Because Pete, I would have given Pete 5 years regardless.
Because you can go on, you can rate them like Vientos and Beatty are number 2 out of 10, right? Pete's a number 6 out of 10. And then you have the rest of the guys, Freddie Freeman's and above, they're 9 out of 10.
Yeah, well, I mean, Freddie Freeman's Hall of Famer. But, where's Keith Hernandez?
What I'm saying is,
do you know
isn't a 9 out of 10, so I don't want to hear it from the fans about Pete being this first baseman.
Yeah, no.
Pete's a 6.
Listen. We did a whole winter of Pete. Here's the deal. Why they have the perhaps the greatest defensive first baseman in the history of baseball in the broadcast booth with the team every day. Why is he not down there coaching these guys? Like, not coaching, but come down and give us some tips. Give us some tips. Talk to him a little bit.
He came down to teach some guys, and they blew him off like 2 or 3 years ago.
What are they doing blowing him off? He's the greatest defensive first baseman in the history.
I'm trying to think of who it was that came up. It's probably longer ago than I'm thinking. But he had a whole thing where that exactly happened, and a bunch of people did the whole like, "Who are you?" and "What do you mean?" Like, it was like that. Like, now it was weird, and so and
he gets pissed off. He's the kind of guy. You better know who I am. You better know.
It was a little bit like that.
He's a jerk. He's a jerk. I know for a fact that he's a jerk. I've dealt with Keith Hernandez before. He's a jerk, but he's a great first baseman.
It wasn't like a veteran. Yeah,
that's fine. Listen, they don't know who they are. They get it. It is what it is.
But there are plenty of people who are really like, even if you're not like the great hitter, there was great first basemen who can teach you. The problem is this.
He's right there. He's in the booth. He's with the team.
Lefty. Go get a real first baseman. I'm sorry, they do exist. Like, and I know they have other guys in the minors. They're all bent up on everybody from the minors. And they need to realize that 60-70% of them will not pan out.
Like, I take Ike Davis at this point. Have him show him some things or something. Like, come on. Keith Hernandez, you got him. He's right there. He's 100 feet away every day.
Oh, I know. You know who we could use that's out there that's playing right now? Was playing good baseball. At least Dominic Smith.
Yeah. You know what? He's the first. Is he a first baseman? No, he's like a utility guy. He's like around the.
Anymore, Bob. But
it pisses me off so bad. Like, it's not. It hasn't even gotten nice out yet, right? It hasn't even gotten warm. We get warm days here or there.
It's miserable out,
and it's over. Like, it's basically over. No team has ever made the playoffs after losing 12 games in a row. No team has ever made the playoffs.
Oh, I'm putting my money on the Mets right now. I don't care what happens. This is the moment. This is the moment I knew.
I'm going to sit out there today for 2 games. I'm taking my daughter. I'm taking Bethany to the game. She's going to leave after the first game. She's gonna drive the car home because I'm going to be drinking. No.
Yeah. But you're close enough. You should set up like a zip line for her.
Yeah, no, I have Sarah coming to pick her up after the first game.
Oh, that's a good idea.
But I have a feeling the second game I'm not going to make it out with Senga.
In the back of an Uber.
And like the things that bother me so much is like it was a game against the Cubs, I think, one of those games. They get the guys out there to sacrifice bunt, right? In the 10th inning, so the guy starts on second. The leadoff hitter is going to try and bunt him over to third. He can't bunt because nobody can bunt anymore, right? First 2 pitches, foul back. So strike 2, he's got him. The very next pitch to the backstop, wild pitch, the guy's on third. He does it for them. It's like they do it for them. Like, come on. Or like Peralta pitched 6 great innings. They're up 2-1. He leaves with 2 on. Before he's even taken his glove out in the dugout, the ball's flying over the left field wall, and everything he did for the last hour is undone.
Meatballs. Brooks Raley, that was a good one.
Brooks Raley's been good, and Brazaban's been good. But Brazaban giving up grand slams down the other day.
Doesn't matter. even when you're good, you're going to give up stuff. So what
Yeah.
happens is even the guy you rely on, you can't say he's going to be the savior every day. It doesn't work that way. This isn't Mariano Rivera. These guys, hitters are good these days.
Yeah, Manaea pitches every day. He pitches like 4 or 5 innings a day.
No,
They're gonna burn him out.
I know there's a lot of bad things happening when it comes to that, and then you know what, we're talking about all this. There's something else next week. We're gonna be talking about some pitcher that had this and he's out. The one guy, it's you think we're worried about things right now and it's bad. It's about to get worse some way. It's not gonna get better.
It got worse with Lindor. That Lindor news is bad because it's finally starting to come out of it. Right, he starts to be good. Right now is when he becomes Lindor.
Oh,
and now he's out for like 6 weeks.
And I liked what they did. They finally moved him out of the 1 hole. They got him down into 4. They
but they put Benj into 1 hole. A guy who's hitting 110.
I don't. No, there's no answer to that. There isn't. I don't know what the direction is, and we're going to get answers tomorrow. We have a big interview with Bob Huesler tomorrow.
Listen.
We're on with them early.
He usually's here to talk us off the ledge. Today and tomorrow, if the Mets get swept, he's pushing us off the ledge and he's jumping with us.
We need him to. You know,
I want to see him pissed off.
Bob's our voice of reason.
I also want to talk to him about the UConn shot, the Mullen shot. Does that overtake the shot that he called? Because he called the Tate George greatest shot in UConn history.
Yeah.
Which one's bigger? Did he just get usurped as the biggest UConn?
You know him. He's got Bob's such a guy of humility.
You know what he did? You know what he was doing this year? He did the Nets games, bro. Yeah, the Nets games. You know how terrible that must have been? He was out on the West. When I first started to get him on, I talked to him about like 2 months ago. Yeah. He's like, listen, I'm going on the West Coast with the Nets. I paid attention to that West Coast trip after he said that. Bro, they lost like 10 games in a row on the West Coast. Disaster. But either way,
at least they don't pay him. At least they don't pay him different for the wins versus the losses.
You think he's like the third guy? He's like the substitute kind of guy in. How much you think they get?
That's good.
What do you think his salary is for that? We can't ask him because it's taboo to ask. But
no, it's like that. But you get you get everything else is paid for. So your trip's paid for.
Yeah, you get a stipend like $50, $100 a day for food. Not that much.
Time. Even more. No, those guys get full dinners in the call. You're out. And you're having. They want them to. They go no.
I think they have buffets in the press box. They have a buffet in the press box when they come, like staff meal.
After like the other stuff, the whole weekend when they go out to dinners and they're doing whatever, like that whole stuff's. Like they want them to go meet and greet with the random and get the story for the interview.
Is he getting $1,000 a game?
They get more than that, Bob. You're wrong.
You think it's more? You think like as the $1,000 a game, that'd be like in 80.
Well, put it this way:
he's the fill-in guy.
You are on air. You are on air talent. It is not just about
NBA
being at the game. It is the pregame. It is the postgame. There's an hourly rate. You're talking about someone who would be making.
It's not an hour. You think it's an hourly rate, or it's like you get $1,000 or $2,000 a game?
I'm saying one way or the other, it breaks down to.
Yeah. Like I guess you can break anything down to an hourly rate. Yeah.
So the number is at 150 for the year, broken down to however many games, 80, whatever, and you're at like so. Bob, you're closer to like 2,500, $3,000 for the game.
But he's the third. He's the Todd Zeal.
I hear you, but that's what they need. Even better, we pay you per diem off the bench. Just pop in for your 3
per diem is what he's getting. Yeah. So he's getting per game.
That.
He's getting per game.
Health insurance. No health insurance. We're just popping. He gets extra cash. He gets a better rate than the regular guy gets, but he only gets it once in a while. That's
I think 2,500 is a little high.
You always think they were getting paid. These guys are not getting nickel.
No, I'm the one who says they get this, and you always say you get more. I think 1,500. 1,500 max is what he's getting.
You always think they're under. I believe.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think Bob Huesler's getting more than 1,500 a game.
I don't think that this guy's
I'm going to ask.
You know what? tax
I'm asking him.
Bob, let me put it this way: he doesn't come back from the West Coast trip after that game. They don't send him a check tax for like $585.
Well, you worked in California, so he's got to pay those taxes.
They're like here.
No, he gets an envelope full of cash when he walks out.
The number is over 1,000.
I'm asking him. Tomorrow I'm asking him.
After taxes, it's over 1,000.
I'm going to ask him
per
tomorrow.
Game.
I don't know if I'll ask him on the air, but if I don't, because he's not watching this right now, he's probably going to be going to the game. I will let you know. I will let everybody know how much what he gets.
Him, like, what's the stipend?
What do you get for that? I'm going to ask him, what do you get for that?
Are they pulling the whole weekend? Yeah, and we know, what kind of
because
hotel?
It's really not a taboo question. Like, the society is made talking about salaries a taboo question. When you're like, if you start talking about money, if I start talking about money, my salary, because at our jobs, we all know, we all talk about it, right? We all talk about how much we get and how much everything, because we all know.
I think you're right. Earlier in these guys' careers, they're trying to, honestly, and they're typically not trying to brag. They're typically trying not to
but it's all in
future.
society.
No, they're trying not to lowball their future. Like someone like, say, Sal Licata isn't going to be
fair.
They paid me exactly this.
But you know how much, know who, like in your family. Uncle Bill is at the, like, Uncle, they're like, don't talk about money around Uncle Bill. Uncle Bill has no money, right? You know he's got a crappy job.
The moment someone's making, we'll say this, like over $250, $300 a year, I don't care what it is. You've seemed like the biggest jerk in the world.
Yeah, but why?
You talk about it. Bob, you won't know that until we're making $400,000 a year, because typically you feel like,
because everybody knows you. If I'm making $400,000 a year, everybody knows it anyway, right? That you know who's making big money in your family. You know who's making $400,000 a year.
You have an idea. And
I think you're right. He's making $300,000. He's making $350,000, or he's making $250,000. You know it well off.
You know the people who tell you everything right away. They're going to tell you. Honestly, I like people who have humility. And that's not because they don't want to tell you or they're embarrassed of it.
No, it's because you already know. He has humility. He doesn't talk about it, but you know he's making big money. Drives a nice car. They tell you in other ways. They drive a nice car. They have a nice house.
No, but they don't. Yes, you're right. You're only talking. You're just described are all the people who are flashy. Guess what?
Most of them don't have money. You're right.
No, but 3/4 of the world don't do it that way. The people with money and the ones who are going to go down in the street and they have a nice house and they have a nice whatever.
They're paycheck to paycheck. They're paycheck to paycheck.
There's the ones that are paycheck to paycheck. The other ones have 10 times that money and could have afforded a mansion.
But most of the people like that we know that own houses in Sayville, they've all paid. They're 2 paychecks away from being in the poorhouse.
No, and it's not even the paychecks right now. They each have a car, and each car costs $1,200 a month, and the insurance is $1,000 a month. They're paying $5,000 just in their 2 car payments.
Yeah, that's before the mortgage or anything. You're right.
No, but that's what I mean is like.
But they appear to have money.
They're in $50,000 in credit card.
They appear to have money, right? South Sayville house, nice cars.
No, but they take in really good money. They just can't budget it.
But I bet a lot of people who have houses like that don't have $10,000 in the bank cash.
No, that they don't. And you know what happens is they have the next guy goes, well, your kid's on the travel baseball team. And the coach goes, that's going to be $5,000 for private lessons. And they go, okay. Can't say no, because then the friend's parents next door know you don't have money to afford it then if you said no.
I was arguing. Did you see I was arguing with the guy this week on Facebook? There's a guy I came across a video. He does like leagues, like he coaches, right? And he did a whole video, and I've never seen. Don't know him from a hole in the wall. And he's like, I hate these people who are out there. They have no talent. They never played baseball. They had terrible numbers. Now they're out there charging you to teach your kids. Come to me, right? So I looked him. Right? So I looked him up. Yeah. I looked him up. Played 2 years independent ball, hit a $120, drafted by the Braves, never got out of single A. So I called him out on it. Never heard of this guy in my life. He comes back calling me fat. Go eat something. What are your numbers? Right? This whole thing. 2 days later, I get messages from multiple parents. Just to let you know, I think it was terrible what he did to you, the way he talked to you. And I just wanted to let you know he got arrested last night for fighting a parent.
See, that's awesome.
So I went on and started putting stuff on his head. It was a whole thing.
No, the whole internet and everything and all social media is filled with all these fake guys saying this and touting.
I'm like, all I did was give you stats, money. Bro. I'm like, you play 2 years independently, you get $130.
Good for you, because there are so many people out there starting these fake things, and there's so many parents that are looking for inexpensive ways.
They're trying to get their kids to college.
Expensive. No, because
they're trying to get the kids to college. What they're trying to do.
There's a group of guys who are so good at this.
You can't teach it.
That we grew up with, like Brian Glenn, Joe Esposito, and not even them who are doing this stuff. People who they taught who are real like minor leaguers, who are real college players, who like are good at teaching and they're not charging big money, but that's who teaches people. These other guys are just jerks trying to take your money, trying to do whatever. And you know what? Good for you for calling the guy out.
Call them out. Threw his stats up there. He played at like Wagner. I was like, you played at Wagner. He's talking about guys that went to nothing schools. I'm like, you went to Wagner, bro. You got drafted. And I said to him, I go, you got drafted by the Braves to the 26th round. And I go, and I forget who the player was, but I bet they're kicking themselves for not drafting. And it was this guy. I said the name. I go, because he was drafted 4 rounds after you, and he played 12 years in the bigs. He had a Gold Glove and a Silver Slugger and 3 All-Star games. And he went off of me. He called me every name in the book.
I love it.
But that's it. I got to get going. I'm going to the game today. I still got to get my tickets together, It's going to win. Knicks, Mets.
No, seriously. Yeah. And
Jets.
The Mets are going off some of the worst teams in baseball. You think the Mets are bad? They're playing the worst teams in
Rockies,
baseball.
the Cubs. Well, the Cubs win 10 in a row.
No, but right here, the next 10 days, 2 weeks.
Yeah, but they got to go out
games.
west. They go out west again, Brett. Three West Coast trips in a month.
Get it all out now,
But
boys,
who
because we have to
scheduled
play.
this?
We have to play 700 ball to make the playoffs. We have to hit 90 wins.
Oh, it's going to take the
700
months
ball.
to get back to 500. Because if you win 2 out of 3 and you win 2 out of 3, you only pick up a game.
Let's just hope the Knicks win Tuesday night, and we can talk about something else.
It's not even warm out yet in the Mets, and we're already frustrated me, making me bad days. All right, so that's it. Brett Grasso, Bob Walters. Enjoy your Sunday. Brett, it's God's day, so we got to be in a better mood here. Bob Usler tomorrow.
Earth Day, Arbor Day.
Is it? Is it Arbor Day or is it Earth Day?
It's Earth Day on Wednesday. It was Arbor Day on Friday. Bob,
So it's nothing today. So what you're saying is it's nothing.
Go plant a tree. Don't worry about
Bob
church
Usler
today,
tomorrow,
everybody.
Brett. Bob Usler tomorrow. Get your prep ready. We prepare.
Nature is our church.
For Brett Grasso, I'm Bob Walters. See you next time, everybody. From the Brian Gunzel Studios. See you.